All right. YouTube has decided I can't do landscape again. Why are you guys like this? Why is she like this? Come say hi. She's a good girl. She's a good girl. Who's going to scratch me? Anyway, so guys, welcome to my live. This is what happens when you have cats. You just have fur in your hair, on your body, on your clothes, on your bed, fur everywhere. Like I'm so close to actually just trying to find an invention that will, like a vacuum works, but tokens. Consider today I've bought tokens. I'm just like, I thank God. I thank God that I can afford tokens because, like you see in the title, today we are talking about the number of times last year I almost gave up and almost went back home because I was like, who is doing all this? You're doing too much. You're doing too much. Anyway, so today, if you hear boiling, it's because I am boiling some beans. Today we're eating githeri. It's been so long since I ate githeri. And we have some kick-ass chili and I got some scotch pepper. We are going to be amazing at this. So it's boiling and then I'll have to divide this into two because the maize is also a lot, which I'll have to divide into three because the portions for githeri is beans need to be more. Do I have waru? No, I don't have waru, but we shall have waru in spirit. Yeah, so have you guys been? How has, I hope the audio is clear. And today, or rather this whole week, I've actually had a good week, and I'm being very intentional about how I feel. But sometimes it gets hard, like you get discouraged or things are not going your way. Reconnecting, reconnect. Okay, we are back and we are live. Yeah, so overthinking is a thing I do a lot. So this week, what has gotten me through this week is basically just telling myself, anytime someone is arguing with me or presenting, misinformed information, especially people, wajuaji ni wale, let me tell you, wajuaji ni wale, you're trying to tell them something because you've actually handled it. Like you say, for example, uh, junction is on this road, and then someone argues with you, no it's not, and then they check and it's true. And so I'm trying to not give that energy at all. Like when someone tells me something, I'm like, yeah, you could tell right now, you can tell me, have you guys seen the moon though? The moon is looking really pretty, you should go see it. You could come and tell me that the moon is black today, and I'll agree with you. That's where I am mentally right now. So as we wait for the beans for githeri to boil, I'm just going to dive deep into that story time because as much as someone will be like, oh, don't talk about times you struggled. I'm like, talking about times you struggled actually helps people be able to process what they're dealing with. Because I feel like even in the previous video I did, I think like last Monday, when I was talking about being alone, I was basically saying that yes, you can go through things alone and that's okay, but sometimes being able to share your lessons out of that dark moment has more impact than sharing while you're still in the dark moment. Don't know if that made sense, but eh, eh, we have 4 people right now. Hi people, hi. Mikono kwa nyuma. Yeah, so I'm so excited to do this video and just go into the whole of it. So when I quit, I was really happy that I quit because one, I had my time back. Two, siko baya, but quitting is really just an FU to the company, honestly. It's like, okay, that's a sign from God that I'm saying and doing too much. But it's not like sometimes, yes, we leave for better pastures, but sometimes we just leave because we are done. Like, our emotional, mental capacity can no longer fathom how to help you. We have tried everything. We cannot help you. So, yeah, and I was really excited to, get my time back. So the first 2 months were good. They were really good in terms of cash flow. I had clients. I had paid 2 months rent and everything. And then now I think I got too excited. So that those first 2 months, I remember spending like crazy. Like, I was buying things I don't even remember what I bought. But by the time April rolled in, one of my biggest clients had to pull out because sijui he was cutting. He was, I don't know. It's not that he was giving up on his company because it was just a one-man show, and then it was me helping him. But there was a major expense coming up, and he was trying to redirect his funds. So I was like, oh shit. So I had to replace him with two, like, I replaced him with one, actually two clients. I got two clients the next month after that. But now that's where like the wibble wobble started. It's the like wobble wobble. Yeah? The foundation was shook. Oh my god. Again, I'm really glad Madare does not go through YouTube looking for their clients, because sometimes the things I say. Sorry, today I've drank a lot of water. You'd think I was in a desert somewhere. So, what was I saying? Oh yeah. So, what happened is that because I was already in the mindset of spending, I continued spending the way I was spending, but I wasn't focusing on growing the number of clients I have. So usually how I work with clients is for a set period of time, and then after that I leave them to fend for themselves, something like that. Because what I'm in is strategy, growth, and giving you those channels and everything. And then after that, me, I'm out. Like, I can show you where the river is, but I can't force you to drink, kind of vibe. And it sounds harsh, but is that blaming you for everything else? So what happened is that, yeah, I started getting late on rent. Pole pole too. It was just like once, twice. And then by the time it was like October, it was just October, August, April. What happened is I just decided I'm not going to pay because I needed cash flow to do other projects, because I was like, if I pay for this, I won't be able to move around in terms of transport. I won't have shopping in the house, and there's so many things that you need, like, as you're getting older and you realize adulting is just you trying to account for your existence on earth through money. You become more aware of, yeah, basically, I've said this before, how expensive you are as a human being. So between it was actually my birthday, I had like some bad depression over my birthday because there were so many things that I had wanted to do, but sometimes we always get angry about the things we didn't get, but we also didn't work for. It's so very weird. So yeah, it was around that time, and then I was actually considering moving back home because I could actually choose to like B&B my place. So at least I have some source of extra income to supplement that which I had. And someone listening to this will be like, at least you had income. Well, in the year of the Lord 2022, President Kenyatta decided that one source of income is not enough. I think, like, you guys need to understand, you will buy food, you will pay your rent, you'll pay tokens. Ile time tokens had pandad, and then you're spending 1,000. I used to buy 1,500 worth of tokens, and it got to a point where I was like, it doesn't make sense anymore. So I scaled it down to 1,000, and eventually scaled it down completely to 500, or even like when it's needed. When you hear that, you're like, ooh, need to load those tokens. Yeah. That's where I was at, honestly. And I was just like, I can't keep living hand to mouth, hand to mouth. Like, I need, like, yes, I have the freedom of my time back, but okay, I'm just going to assume we are back live now. It was just a very anxiety inducing time. And I think that's why I became more diligent in terms of YouTubing, because it gave me some sort of comfort to know that I could be able to do this. Like, it got to a point where I wasn't even paying for, because I used to pay for internet at home, because I'd been paying for it for years, and I didn't want to burden my mom because I'm the one who decided to quit my job. And she shouldn't suffer. She shouldn't suffer because of that. So I had to drop paying internet at home. I stopped paying for Netflix, by the way, which is the best decision, because honestly, I don't see what I was paying for. I'd rather pay for Showmax. I don't see what I was paying for with Netflix, but let me not speak too much, so that, when they monetize me and I have Netflix ads running, at least I'll get the bag. Anyway, so yeah, I had to cut back on so much. I think it's because I'd learned how to take up so much space because of the salary I was getting. Now shrinking myself back was. But what I love about last year, aside from almost moving back home and cutting back on expenses, was the fact that I finally cleared my overdraft. Like, I wanted to do this as a separate video, but I think it's relevant for this, because the reason why I wasn't meaning was, what is it called? The reason why I hadn't, okay, I quit my job after clearing majority of my debt, because yo, those loan apps, like, stay away from them. They are the devil. They are the devil. Can I get an amen? Anyway, they're the devil. Just stay away from them. So I'd borrowed from like everyone. I think all my loan apps limit were like 10 Gs. So like I could actually get 50, 60 EV. And it was such bad behavior. It was such bad behavior. I managed to clear that debt. That's why I quit my job with enough savings to last me for 6 months. The Linifikisha, 4 months. I had, I needed to look for more clients and everything. There was a time, it was during the lockdown, a lot of clients fell out because, they had shops in town and they felt like they need the cash crunch. They felt like they wouldn't be breaking even if they continued with me. It breaks my heart, but so yeah, so basically that's what happened. And the fact that I was able to ngangana and get to a place where I can clear my overdraft, from whatever, I'm not mentioning that bank, but that bank, because they were, yeah, at least they were, what is it called? They had a grace period of like a year before they even followed up with me. By the time they were following up, I was paying the next month. Like, I told her, the lady who contacted me, like, yeah, I'm going to clear the amount on this date. And I cleared it just before we crossed the year, and I felt so good. So, lessons learned from this. Please have hard negotiables. If it wasn't for the fact that I actually cleared my debt before quitting my job, I know I'd be home. I'd have moved back home. And there's no shame in living with your parents, by the way. There's no shame. It's just, for me, after living, because I went to school in Masano, after living alone for so long, I didn't know how to mesh back, with the home life where you ask for permission and, someone is telling you need to do this and that. And when you're cooking for other people and cooking for myself. Even doing this githeri is such a big deal right now. So, yeah, that's basically the story. So, have had non-negotiables. People will call them boundaries, but boundaries are flexible. I call them non-negotiables because they are in line with your values. My hard non-negotiable is, I do not, or rather, I will do everything I can, or rather, I will trust myself to do what I need to do so as to maintain the lifestyle that I'm building for myself. So I know I'm not crossing any lines. I'm not going to steal from anyone. as in, like, there's nothing wrong with being a sex worker, but personally, I don't know how to do that. It's very hard. I don't know how people do it. You know, people look down on sex workers, but you need to have a very strong mentality to be able to bed someone, like, and then, you know, and you have to accept whatever, how they treat you, because there are some people who, you know, because they are paying you, they can do anything with you. I'm digressing. That was the first one. Doing what I need to do, or trusting myself to do what I need to do to maintain the lifestyle that I'm building. Anything I add to my life, I ask myself, is this something that I can actually sustain? You know? So by the time I was getting this house, I knew, because even with what I was earning, I could have easily gotten 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, whatever, but I was like, let me get something that will allow me to grow. Then now, because of that, at least I know I didn't move back home, because if it was paying more, I would have really struggled. I know I would have really struggled. I definitely would have moved back home. Another hard non-negotiable for myself was never moving with someone you're seeing or dating. Like, I know it's old-fashioned, but like, yo, I'm not for that life. Let me have my space, you have yours. If you decide you are going to be a thing, sour. But so when I was asked last year, I was like, nigga. And I'm really glad I stood my ground. Because that would have also ended up with no moving back home. Like, the hell? You niggas, always digressing us. Like, us, we're just trying our best, but you're all just digressing us. Anyway, I'm not attacking you. I'm not attacking my viewers. Oh my god, look at just... I'm not attacking my viewers. I'm just saying, having hard non-negotiables actually helps you be able to set some sort of line that you're not going to cross. And it really helps, by the way. It helps you have consistency in your life. Having this space, I'm really trying my best. Since I told you guys the other time about struggling, about cleaning up, I'm really, really, really... Okay, I'm not on top of things completely, but I don't have dirty dishes. My bed is made and the house is clean. So yes, that is a win for me. And it's because of that, like, I realized I need to appreciate my house more. That's why I bought art. You know, I buy like little trinkets and fittings, because I want it to feel more like my house, my home. I want it to be mine. And I enjoy it. And it's because of that feeling I also remember why I'm doing what I'm doing. You know, I'm not actually hustling every day. So our beans are ready. I'm just going to divide this up. I can see we are short of 20 minutes, and I've actually really enjoyed speaking on this. I'll do a full video about clearing your debt and financial whatever, probably at the end of this year, because right now where I'm at is just I'm starting to save. After clearing debt, now is when I'm starting to save. Imagine. I used up all my savings to move out. Girl, what? Yeah, anyway, I used up all my savings to move out, and then I really struggled to pick up the habit after that. And now 3 years later is when I'm restarting that habit again. So yes, thank you so much for tuning in and, you know, just catching up with me. I've already chopped up everything. Today I'm very organized. Wow, I've gotten so much shit done. I'm even impressed. But yeah, now I'm just going to leave you guys and wish you a lovely night. For those who watch this in the morning, good morning. And yeah, please feel free to leave a comment, like, subscribe, share the video. We are heading to 1,000. I don't know when. Whether I don't know when 1,000 is, because Jesus, it has taken us. When did I open this channel? 2019. Yeah, because 2018 is when I started vlogging. And then 2019 is when I uploaded everything that I'd done on IG onto YouTube and started doing fresh content. So since 2019, I'm in 2020. At this rate, It's just been some time for us to get to 500, and I'm so grateful. And I'm asking myself, if it's going to take the same amount of time, Stacey, are you imagine, yeah, I actually enjoy making content. It's like, for those who don't journal, you should really try it, because I don't know how to say, it's really satisfying to like to just really express yourself without necessarily having any objective. You're just removing or releasing your thoughts and feelings, and all those things that were up in your head, and just freeing that. Goodbye.